why I told her to sit by you. All right, so let's pray. Father in heaven, mighty God, we come to the name of your Son, Yahushua. Thank you because you are always with us. You show us things. You protect us. Have mercy on us. Your favor makes life good. And so we just thank you for all these things and bless your holy name. Please lead us and guide us to all truth and understanding in Christ's name. Amen. Scripture says to get wisdom, knowledge. It says in all you're getting, get understanding. There's a lot of people who learn a lot of things, or they make some decent decisions, but they don't have understanding. They don't know why these things are made, why these decisions are made, why it's a good idea to do this or that. So, to make sure that we get understanding, we're going to be talking about economic development, because if you're to have a nation, that nation must have an economy. Without an economy, that nation will die. I live. It's a serious time. Please shut down. Without an economy, that nation will die. But what does economy mean? We looked it up last week.
The ecosystem.
We talked about ecosystem, but we talked about the economy. The meaning of economy. It's home management.
Yeah.
Home management. So to have an economy, to have a nation's economy, what is the home in a nation?
The buildings that you build in the house.
What is the home? We're talking about a nation. What is the home?
The people.
All right, so it's the people that consist of that nation. All right. So if the nation is small, then there should be management within it's a small group. It should be an economy or home management within the small group. True?
Yeah.
If it's a very large amount of people, then that is a larger economy. It should be like that. What about these places that have a great number of people, but their economy is not great? Like Nigeria. Corruption. There must be something, right? So that means that something has been what? Mismanaged. Because economy means home management. When I took home economics, which is a bit redundant, that's saying home management. What did I learn in there? I learned to sew. I remember making a sweater. And I made a beer. A beer.
Where is that beer?
We also made food. We had to learn how to cook. So home economics taught us how to sew and how to cook. Why? Because two of the things that you need is what?
Food and shelter. Warmth.
Yeah, right. Warmth. That's like shelter, right? Having clothes on. So that's good home management. If something messes up on my clothes, like my wife, I can take it to her, she'll fix it. Good home economics. If I'm hungry, instead of always going to somebody else's house to eat, or going to steal or whatever, or buy too much, pay too much money, then my wife can make food. This is home economics. Being able to manage within the home. So our nation is small. This small nation, we should be able to manage within ourselves. There's a couple things that I think we should do better at. One is we should pay. We should pay. Each other. Yes, ma'am. We do a lot of things. Pay. Pay. Yeah.
Oh, I just said play.
Keep quiet and listen.
No, you said pay like 3 times.
Daddy, what number is the chapter?
Not yet. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Let me explain why. You may look at it and say, okay, I do something for you, you do something, I do something for you, you do something for me, and we haven't lost any money. But the reality is you have lost some money because of the time. When you're doing something, you lose time, you don't have any supplement of that time, and now you can also not go make money somewhere else, and you can also not take care of whatever you need to take care of. But same thing. Let's say, Mom, you do something for me, I pay you. Daniel does something for you, you pay Daniel. I do something for Daniel, you pay me. Now we have an economy. Whatever you made, whatever Daniel made, whatever I made, let's just say it was 100. It was the same $100 that passed around, but our economy is now $300. We have an economy of $300. With that $300, you can either make it go out of the community, out of the nation. That's called an export. You're losing money. Now that $100, you could have used it for all different things, but now it's left the economy. What we can do is make sure as the money is coming in from outside sources, the more we share money that's coming from outside sources, the more this economy will grow. Okay? Just a little bit of math. Everybody may not understand. Rachel, you good? Just a little bit of math. Everybody may not understand. But once money starts to circulate, you'll see more and more that money can be used in different ways. It's like a small bank. All right. I want to go to some scriptures and talk about economy. This is going to help us get, because right now we're not in the place to do stuff that we're about to read. So how can we get in that place by having an economy? And then someone may say, let's just say there's some people who do more for others and will probably receive more money than others or less, whatever. That person can say, okay, this is just the nation's money. I'll just put that money with the other money that I have going for like down. We're doing a bit of saving for the family. Put that money over there. Oh, Doc came and I did something for Dot or whatever, and so Dot paid me. I'll just put that money. It doesn't matter. I'll just put that money back in. If somebody does something, I'll pay them from. I can decide to pay them from outside money, which brings more money into the economy, or I can pay them from this money that's set aside for the nation. But just keep in mind, anytime the money that is circulating in this nation goes out, we've lost that. It's gone. Okay? The more you keep it on the inside, the more people become empowered. It's a system, small system. Most people don't think it's worth it. That's why they won't do it. But every time you take money and give it to somebody else, your economy suffers. That's what America does, start to suffer. And then Nigeria, what is their mismanagement is that they just eat it. And they give all that money to somebody else. All the time. They should have their own automobile. They should be making automobiles in Africa. But that's not even theirs. Peugeot is good, but it's not theirs. That's a British motor. Yeah. He makes his own cars, but there's no infrastructure. He's just, doing his thing. That's it.
He made his own car with water.
Okay.
No, not that. I'm talking about somebody who's trying to manufacture.
Yeah. And you're doing good, but you need infrastructure. Infrastructure is what makes everything worthwhile. If somebody's making cars and he's making it too high, it's too high. The cost to make it is too high for him to be able to make any money. No infrastructure. So you need to build infrastructure, which the government can easily do. Build infrastructure to make sure everything is as low as it can be. Especially in a place like Nigeria, you get all these raw materials from the same continent. Then the labor is not going to be much there. You make cars that are Nigerian made, or at least somewhere in Africa, but they're made there. And then what do you do next? You sell it to the people. So the people from there buy it from Nigeria instead of buying export. Or it'll be imports. Instead of buying imported cars, they will buy from their own, which means money's staying here. And what also is true about the money, money's not going out either. That's how you do those things. Some examples will be moms. I highly encourage you to start to sell your plates. Now, you may say, these are my children, and this is what I like to do. I understand. But if we can start an economy, it will make a difference. Right now, we're very helpful to one another. We don't mind helping each other. That's beautiful, but there's no economy in help. Understand? I can't take the fact that God's willing to help me and go use that on anything else. Okay, so we'll take time outside of this, but I want us to consider it, not as a family. I'm not talking about as a family. I'm talking about as a nation. How we can build an economy. All right, so we're in Proverbs. Adina. Proverbs. Book of Proverbs. Chapter 3. Do y'all have any questions, or y'all want to talk about that later?
Later.
Proverbs chapter 3.
Who's reading me?
Then I was reading. Then read Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3. Then read verse 9 and 10.
Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with thy new wine.
All right. True wealth. It's going to look like produce. As a matter of fact, why do we call vegetables and all the fruits, why do we call that fresh produce?
Are you asking me?
Okay, when God said to be fruitful and multiply, fruitful and multiply are not the same. Some people would take fruitful and multiply and think he's saying the same thing. It's not. Fruitful means to produce. That's why when you see fresh fruit, you find it where? In the grocery store. Produce. So to be fruitful means to produce. Darius, you're a producer. What are you doing? What is the act? How does that fit in what I'm saying? To be a producer, what are you doing? You're making the music. You're the one making the music. So when God is saying for us to be fruitful, he's telling us to all be producers. Okay? There's nothing and then you make it. There's nothing and then you make it. There's nothing and then you make it. So true wealth is going to come in produce. What would happen if all money systems, crypto, banks, if all of them fail? Who has the most money?
Jews.
Those who can produce.
Okay. So our mindset from now until we're no longer, from now, today, until we're no longer, should be on production. Yeah.
Do you like
Produce.
chocolate?
Creation, production, produce. Mom, you're pretty good at gardening sometimes.
You ever seen those movies where the world is ending and they gather And then like the government will put calls out to certain families who can make it onto the ship or the train or whatever. They typically only find people that are good at certain things like engineers and gardeners and other kinds of things. The other people, right? The other people, you're useless to our new economy that we're about to be in. So what's your value?
Producers. Everybody has their different strong points, but what do you do? What are you producing? That's real wealth. Because once it's all stripped away, all this other stuff is stripped away, you'll find in the scripture, the ones that are rich, they're rich off of these things. I'm going to read what Daniel read at verse 10. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. That was money. Because at that, and I won't even call it money, that was wealth. And then you could sell from your wealth and get more of what other people are willing to trade. Y'all know what to barter means? I learned that in high school.
Trade by barter.
Trade by barter.
I'm in a Facebook group on Facebook that says
Buy, sell, trade, barter.
What is that?
Barter means.
I know you know that. Y'all don't want to tell me.
Let's
I
say
always see that word every day.
you had a boat for sale. It's a small boat, a fishing boat. And I said, well, I have, by the way, Daniel, there's no barter. I have this horse, nice horse. Would you be willing to take this horse in exchange for that boat?
The boat doesn't cost as much as a horse. I mean, the boat costs more than a horse. Why would I take a horse for the boat?
So you can't ride your boat on
This horse is a fine horse. It's from this place to this place. I could easily sell this horse
Okay, so why would I
for
take the horse?
$30,000.
Oh, that's fine. I can easily sell my boat, my small boat, for $50,000.
So then you don't want to barter.
What it means. You don't understand that.
So you don't want to barter with this. You'd rather.
Yeah, I can
Cash.
fish. I can eat the fish from the sea.
So you would rather cash? You want me? Can I buy that boat or not?
Yeah, you can buy the boat.
Okay. So he doesn't want to barter. He's saying, I trust a monetary system, and that's how on that exchange is what I want to do. So if you go sell your horse for X amount of dollars, sell it for whatever you want. But I want the exchange rate of how much?
$50,000.
I'm not buying that boat.
Oh well.
No deal, right? No deal was made. That's what bartering is. Whenever we put something up for sale, there's people who will say, hey, I got this such and such. Will you take this? And we do a trade. We do a trade.
So it's basically like going to the pawn shop.
Hmm?
It's like going to the pawn shop.
Pawn shop, not exactly, no. Not exactly. I told you what it's like. You're trading.
Please
Hey,
come this way so that we can see you.
I like your shoes.
People chase shoes.
Will you trade this jacket
Come and see so we
for
can
those
see you.
shoes?
Yeah.
All right, boom. So that's a trade. You can even trade shoe for shoe. I got these shoes. You got those shoes. Let's trade the shoes. That's bartering. Well, that's trading actually. But
Is
Yeah,
bartering kind of like haggling?
Huh?
Haggling? Is it bartering kind of like haggling?
haggle. No, haggling is trying to get the price. You're just
Oh,
trying
so
to
you're
get-
not trade. You have to trade something for the haggle. I mean, for the barter.
Yeah, you
Is
got
that- oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying trade, barter, and like,
You can work for it too. Bartering. I'll barter my services.
well, like if you can't pay for your ticket, you got to watch this.
Sort of like endangered servitude.
Something like that. Okay, but all that is economic. Those are all economic terms that can help to raise a nation. But if it's only just, especially this family, we don't keep track of favors. And I'm not saying that we should as a family. Not like, oh, I do a favor for you, you do a favor for me. I do a favor for you, you do a favor for me. We don't keep track.
You know, especially in this family, we don't keep track of favors. Everything's
Go ahead, son.
And obviously, I have no issues with the way we've done things. We're a good, close family. But that doesn't mean that we'll be good and close with everybody that comes in. This thing is going to grow. Okay? And we have to establish good business. And then we also have to understand what true wealth is. That means as much as we possibly can, we need to trade paper money, so-called money. We need to trade it for true wealth as much as we possibly can. Now, I wouldn't trade $10,000 for 50,000 apples unless I had a way to sell those 50,000 apples. Okay? But as much as we possibly can, from here on out, even if it's just land, from here on out, we need to be trading this fiction for nonfiction. Fictional wealth, get rid of it. And as much as we can, get
Bless you.
non-fictional wealth. What is a non-fictional wealth? Right?
The boat.
Okay. The food, right? I just told you. I produce. Yeah. True
services.
Service is not really, but I'm talking about true wealth. This is something that if everything goes away,
Gold.
Animals.
understanding, like things
Gold.
that you know,
Oh, you said non-fictional.
What about gold?
Access
I
to
was
water.
thinking fictional.
gold is gold won't mean a thing if everybody is hungry.
Water, gold, not gold. Access to water
Yes,
and know how to grow
yes,
things.
Cows.
Farming, know how to farm, like as far as,
yes.
you know, having animals and stuff.
I've seen a million movies exactly this.
This is the only thing that's true wealth. Though we can look at all this other stuff, it's not real. One of my favorite lines in the movie, is George Young's dad. He says,
Excuse me.
"Money's not real, George.
But it's not in George.
Money is not real, George."
Oh.
He's telling his son, he had a real nice house. Him and his mom could never, the father and the mother couldn't get along because the father was just getting by working for his money. His son, because he sold drugs, he was very, very rich. He was walking his dad through his house. Dad, it's nice. It's nice, son. Nothing all around it. What happened?
His dad was proud of him, though.
His dad loved his son, of course, but he's just telling him, like, no, it's nice. It's nice. He said, looking at all that stuff. Like, money's not real, George. And he had to see how true that was when he was taken away from his family. He was taken away from the free world. He just got out in 2019. Not long ago, but he just
It's a true story.
true story, yeah. Just got out.
That's the same thing with being there.
Absolutely.
The mom's voice to dad because he wanted to make music and all that. Like he was focused on that more. And, just having family though, but couldn't make. He had problems with paying the mortgage sometimes and stuff like that. And so she's kicked him out, got a divorce, and then the son went into selling drugs to maintain one of the richest drug dealers.
And then they went to prison.
Went to prison.
When you go to prison,
Came out one of the other ones, so
yeah. When you go to prison, you realize that the money that you were making was missed. Because, for one, when you are that rich, you for sure believe you can get out of anything. And then when you realize you can't get out of anything, you realize, what good is the money? If I cannot do what I want to do in my life, what good was, even if I made $10 billion, what good is it if you can't get me out of this?
It's $270 million.
Oh yeah, they were, very, very, very wealthy. Now, if somebody can come and take take it from me, $270 million without a war. Is that real money? We want to call it real money because I can see it. No, it's right there. It's not real money. Well, that's not the only thing, just because it's legal or not legal. It is not real money just because you can look at a paper or look at something on the screen. Because as soon as somebody says, I'll change my mind. I changed my mind, actually. You know, the British pound was higher than the dollar. The euro and the pound or whatever was higher than the dollar. And just, I don't know what happened. I don't follow them enough to know what happened. Do you know?
The new prime minister said they are not going to
Back away from the dollar standard?
no, they won't do tax increase or something like that. So, and then their money fell. So she reversed, going back to what they were doing before. Now it's out to somebody else. Go to Indian man.
Okay, that fast.
Mm-hmm.
That fast.
So
People went
it
from.
was the prime minister for I think 42 days or so.
It is. But what if they stayed like that? Obviously, the whole country's not gonna allow for that. But imagine that fast, your money, your so-called money.
Nigerian money the dollar was let's say 50 cents to 1 naira. And now $1 is 760 naira. That's easy.
That easy.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, the coins, is not real money.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to another one. Luke chapter 12. Luke 12. I can hear you up here. Luke 12.
Luke 12.
You're making me hungry, girl.
Doc, read from
Wish I
15
had those fingers.
to 21.
Yeah. Look.
15 to 21. I'm looking for it, man. And he said to them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesses. And he speaks in a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruit? And he said, this will I do. I will put down my barns and build greater. And there will I pursue all my fruit and my goods. And I will say to my soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years, taking that easy.
Take thine ease.
Eat, drink, and be merry. But good said unto
God.
Look at this.
God said unto him, thou fool, this is night, thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided?
All right.
So
That's good, man. Just to 20. Diane, what are you reading? What are you reading?
What do you want to read?
Oh, Utopia.
Kidopia.
Yeah.
I want you reading the Bible with them.
Oh.
Aaliyah, you're distracting everybody over there. I need to break up y'all's little group. This it's very important stuff. It's our future here. And
Didn't they just teach this before we started?
They were kind of teaching this, why I'm disappointed.
You can't blame them.
I can't believe it.
All right, I'll bring up a good point later.
I don't know.
No.
All right, this rich man was rich because his ground brought forth plentiful. Y'all know what he did wrong?
Yes.
What did he do wrong?
By trying to save it all to build so he can build better.
What should he have done?
He should have spread it out to different people and gave.
Give God the glory. He wanted to hoard, was hoarding instead of using what he had.
Using what he had, what do you mean?
The plentiful crop that he got. He should have used it, but he wanted to hoard it and then not work.
Okay.
Stop working.
Okay. What else? Anything he did wrong? Or what should he have done? If you agree with what they say.
Try to buy time.
Try to buy time?
Yeah, because he said by doing all the things that he did, now he had extra time. And God said, you don't have any more time now. And you spend all that time doing what you were doing for your future, and there was no future.
So what should he have done?
He should have used what he had.
When you say use, what do you mean by use?
Spread it and give to people that
That's
need
what
it.
I was saying.
What you said you said no to that.
Oh.
And it,
Yeah, I agree with what Dawson said, with what he was saying as far as, spreading it around. Because now, you saved all that, now who's it going to go to? Like he said at the end.
Look at it, it says,
Anyway.
good, verse 21, it says, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich toward God. Okay. One thing God does to treasure, make sure of it, because our minds, who's God's competition? We talked about it. Who's the closest competition? So you make sure that there's a finite. Money is not infinite. Who has infinite money? Elon Musk? Who? King Solomon? There's no such thing as infinite wealth.
Did you see the thing I sent you?
I didn't watch it yet. You find it? I didn't watch it yet. But
He talks about how, because he says he started using money. But every time somebody would say he's crazy, he says, yeah, they want to call me this, they want to call me that, but nobody wants to say that I'm a billionaire. That I'm a billionaire, that I'm the richest black man ever. He said he would say that in interviews. And so he says he looks at everybody leaving and losing all his endorsements and all that as God humbling him because he's no longer that. And now he says that's not of God. That's true.
Is that not of God?
It's not of God how he was putting himself.
Oh, okay.
He kept talking, he kept using the money also to back himself up to not prove yourself. So,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Taking credit for
no, he wasn't taking credit, but to shirt himself up.
Yeah, so to substantiate his claim.
Like, look, I'm a billionaire.
He was boasting about it.
He didn't really boast,
He
but
didn't boast.
he was just using it to
give himself
credibility. Yeah.
To show credit. I'm not crazy. I'm a billionaire. I'm this. I have this. I have that. I have this. He kept throwing a billionaire. God said, okay. I'm not saying we're not saying he's not a billionaire anymore, but he lost a lot of money, a lot of future money. So,
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it, but the little snapshot of it looks like a video that I wanted to send you after I sent you that one video. It's a guy showing all the. It's a list or like a picture of all.
Yes, it proves his point that the Jewish people. He went through that list for the paparazzi.
I watched a video of not that video. I want to watch that video. Okay. He wanted to take down Eve. Listen, in this life, never think that you can take ease more than one day. Don't think that. As soon as you, even vacation, all that stuff, all of it is a lie. Because what it'll do is give you a false sense of what life is really like. You'll start reaching for something that doesn't exist. How can you live a week without work?
That's easy. Get a disability check.
How can a person in real life work? I mean, go a whole week without work.
That's what they said. That remember Tom from MySpace?
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, I just saw it today. That he cashed out on MySpace and now he's just doing photography.
Nice.
Just traveling the world and doing photography. There's another person that you told me about somebody. It wasn't he's a trust fund kid that all he does is art.
It's the trust fund kid, the kid that they were talking about. He went and worked. He wanted
Not
to,
him. His dad. That's what I'm talking about.
His paints.
That's what it is. Realistically, life is not. Life is not like that. Imagine if all of his lineage, from him on, did the exact same thing. What would happen?
Be no generation money.
Absolutely, you can't do that, man. Work. It's not a curse.
The money will still be there, but they'll be useless. They will.
They'll be useless, but even still, at some point,
It'll get lower.
all those people who that's how they think, they can do whatever I'm rich, I'll be rich forever, right? Just think with that mindset, I'll be rich forever, and before you know it, you'll lose all.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is think, I'll be rich forever. And then boom, it's gone. So practically work. It's okay. Who was out watching? Said all the rich people he knows work. With 50 Cent. He says,
Even when you they say when you win the lottery, you win the lottery. The one thing you don't want to do is not have something that you don't. Because you'll go spend the money foolishly, and that money isn't forever. You go spend that money until it's broke, until you're completely broke. But you'll just find things to buy. There's always something to buy. And then there's no fulfillment, because the money, you might be on cloud nine for 2 years tops. After that, the money gets old. This is who you are. So it's always good to have something that you're doing, like Mom said, have something doing.
absolutely.
Don't have to go start a business that's going to be, that you think is going to make you the same money that you have here, but like farm, come up with some kind of activity, something. But to say, "Oh, I'm going to wake up every day, go to sleep, wake up every day, go to sleep," nah, you'll be a useless person.
Taking our knees. I remember hating. I used to very, very, very much despise off days. Because I love the Sabbath, but that's the only off day I want. Because you don't spend on the Sabbath. Because I'd work, right?
Yep.
My money's being spent. The day that I'm going to be off, I'm also not even going to make money today, this day. But that whole day we were spending. I don't like this day at all. I don't want any off days. I need to be making money, and I need to not be spending all this money in one day. So I'm a man, If I can't work, that's another situation. If you cannot work, now you are one of the people. Few, but you're one of the people that cannot work. And guess what? God's going to make sure that you provide. You might even be poor, but you're going to eat. So he wanted to take it easy. He thought he had figured life out. I got this thing figured out. I know what I'll do. I'll just go hard in my 20s and I'll relax in my 40s. And I'm telling you, that mindset, even though it can work, it really can. You can go hard, get all this money, and then you decide to take on ease. The next thing you know, disease starts setting in. Why? Why are you sick? Isn't it because you were healthy when you were doing this and then that? And now you're just eating and drinking and going and partying. Whatever it is, what I'm saying is God's watching you and he's seeing this mindset that you have. He's going to make sure that you don't win it.
And when we're talking about working, we're not talking, because there's this guy
Yeah,
that
don't
I
have to be a
follow.
9 to 5. I was just talking
Yeah,
about this.
there you go. The guy that I follow that gets up and does what he wants to do, but he's doing his investments and stuff like that. He has property all over the different parts of the United
I
States.
can imagine. I have to work.
Yeah, you got to do something, and those things will continue to make
cannot
you
just not
money.
do anything.
You're using because what you're doing now is you're using your money to make more money. But like Sola said, that's not real money. But the economy can just do this, and then what is that money? That's why it's good to have land, and farm, and ranch, and all that.
And knowledge.
Knowledge, information. You need information more than anything.
This guy was not rich toward God. If he was rich toward God, he would do what y'all are saying. But God, mom, you down. Man,
Plus, it tells you not to store up your riches here on earth.
that's why it tells you that. Right? He's in a situation of like, man.
Just like the man that ate a talent.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking at the situation like, man, I got all this stuff. Increase is good. Everything's good. You know what? I'm gonna give somebody else an opportunity. You know, or let me keep the economy going. Let me rent your barns. That way I can give you some money, and then we can keep going through the things going. Right? And then whatever we have left over that, don't worry about it. We'll give it to the people. And that kind of mindset, he would have been good for one, he would have lived long. Golly. And then for two, that would have pleased God. To be rich toward God, don't look at this money. What Kanye West is showing people is that what he's trying to show everyone is that all these people that so-called are in the land of money, he's saying they don't have any money. And the reason they don't have any money and they're stuck where they're at is because they're trapped into whatever negotiations, whatever deals that came up. So it looks like they have money because that's all they have. It's a show. Kodak Black just got a $30 million deal. Is he gonna get $30 million? Y'all know how that doesn't work like that. He doesn't get $30 million. Somebody can't be like, bro, I heard you $30 million to the good. He's not $30 million to the good.
That's debt.
That's debt. And you know how many stipulations he has to perfectly? He has to do perfectly just to get anywhere close to even 10 million.
Yeah, they need 30 million. They want 60 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
when
yeah.
the labels give you money like that, oh yeah, that's debt.
Let me tell you what it is. Right now, I can sign somebody. A few credit hits, credit increase. But right now, I can sign somebody for $100,000. I can sign my nephew for $100,000.
Huh?
Yeah, I can sign him. Matter of fact, me and Dan get together. I don't know who we would go through, but we can sign him for $1 million. All we're doing, it's not like we have $1 million. All we're doing is going to get a loan for $1 million and make sure that we charge him 5, 10, 15 times extra. That's it. That's a deal. Anybody that gets a deal up there, that's exactly all they're doing to him. The same loan that you could have went and go get.
Yep.
They're getting the loan. Don't worry about it.
We need that back.
And because once you start making your money, you're thinking they'll put you out on the road, all that, and they just tell you, okay, you need to keep it. It happened to Shaq. Shaq, when they did, they said, oh, well, yeah, you can rap, let's do this. They gave him an advance or whatever. I think it was $1 million or two. He went and did his music. Then when he was done, he went platinum, sold at the highest level that you could sell. When he was done, they even charged him for studio time. He said, studio time? I did all the studio stuff at my house. They charged him for it. They had to go and argue for that to get that money back.
That part.
Said after everything was said and done, he netted maybe $100,000. All the rest of the money they took back. All the endorsements, everything that he did, they took.
All he gets to keep is I'm platinum selling art. That's all he gets to keep. I'm telling you, Derek.
That's why I always tell you, don't try to sign it. Nobody.
Yeah, mind it. Who's the Jewish guy? He didn't get signed. What's his name? Dave?
Yeah, I think
He didn't say. Okay.
Well,
Well,
talking
maybe-
about Rob, what's it?
it's not the other guy. He looks white. He may not be white.
I thought it was Ross.
Russ.
Russ.
That's what I'm talking about. Russ. He wouldn't even sign himself. When got the same loan I'm talking about, he went and got a loan for his music bid, for his record
That's
deal.
why I keep telling you, get your credit strong and all that. You don't need it.
He is a major label. He went and got a major deal budget
I gotta flag this video.
by applying for a loan. That's it. So they don't flag this.
I done heard a bunch of flags.
Right. So anyhow, there's a game being played. Obviously, let's put that over here. Set that to the side. We're gonna call it fiction. Okay, that game, this whole so-called money thing, that's over here. Non-fiction. The non-fiction. This is the reason why Africa and blacks weren't given land, and if they were given any land, it was just a small amount. It's the reason why, because that's the actual real money. This is why they couldn't wait, but to wait for these generations to die off so they can buy the land from their foolish children. Oh, this is all the way out here. You don't want to live all the way over here. There's nothing out here. Just sell your land to it. Sell it to them. All the money that the so-called generational wealth that their parents or grandparents had put to the side.
Yeah, because it's like that. They're only thinking about themselves, not thinking of the future and the ones to come after them and things like that. There's some very wicked people. As soon as their parents or grandparent dies, and they leave them something like that, they get ready. They sell it off fast. It's gotta go. There's a lot of getting this good.
Yeah. So there's one last scripture and we'll be done. Psalm 115. It's a good place to go after what Darren and I just talked about. Psalm 115.
Thank you, girl.
I don't see Brenna on here. I would expect to see something.
She's probably busy.
Probably remember.
115, what?
Psalm 115, yes ma'am. 12.
I sent a little bit of a part of the very first chapter that you told me to Rylan.
Okay, come over here. High five. All right, Psalm 115, 12 through 16. Darius,
The Lord hath been mindful of us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless them that fear the Lord, both small and great. The Lord shall increase you more and more, you and your children. Ye are blessed of the Lord, which made heaven and earth. That heaven, even the heavens are the Lord's, but the earth hath he given to the children of men.
praise God. Something that y'all can hold on to, right? You want to talk to yourself about something that you like, read this scripture to yourself. And the Lord bless us. God has blessed the house of Israel. And then he will bless you. What is it? The Lord shall increase you more and more. You and your children. This is the kind of blessing that we're going. So we're heading in a different direction. It's not like everybody else. Not just to say, oh, I got this money. Like the money that I got from this car. To me, I know I don't trust it. I don't like it. I'm saying it's cool. I don't like it. When I'm making it at my job, it's cool. I don't like it. It's not real. I can feel it. It's not real.
It's just fake.
Well, what I always tell people, I tell my sons, it's it's a tool. That's it. It's not something that you covet. It's not something that you desire. It's not something that you base your life on. Because that's all it is, a tool. It's something that's always been around. But like you said, it's not. It's like it's there, but it's not sustainable. Right. Air is sustainable. It's here. You need this to be able to survive. Money, you can or cannot. It's not necessarily needed to survive.
Right. Yeah, so you look for it to trade it for something.
So when the scripture talks about the desires of our heart, what is it referring to?
I'm not saying this stuff is evil. I'm not saying because you hate money. Not that you despise it,
No, I know.
but yeah, as soon as you see, you're like, get this out of here. Who here? Trade me for that. Let me trade.
Somebody I know.
That's what I was saying earlier. I was
Yeah,
going to
we
say
did.
earlier, I like to work, but I like to spend the time.
But see, and Liv,
I'm not one of the people that don't like to work. I can't sit still and do nothing. I have to
Liv
work.
likes to work too. But the thing that Liv says, we look at money two different ways. Like you like to look at your money, but it ain't the money. I don't think it's even the money that she desires or anybody that most people, not most people, people who don't worship money. It's not the money that desires, the things that money can do. And that's the main thing. Because yeah, some people it's the money. Like when you look at Warren Buffett, it's the money.
It's all the money.
It's all the money. He doesn't want it to do anything else but just to have. And that's not like Vivian thinks I'm the same way. Like I just want to store money. No, I want it to do different things because it's a tool. You have to manipulate it, and that's it. It needs to be manipulated. I can give it away. I can I use it to bless other people. I use it to do things for myself. I use it to do things for my
And
family.
that's producer. What you're saying, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's a tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what
to
I'm saying.
produce. Yeah,
To produce.
yeah.
Because if I have a seed, should I hold on to that seed and look at my seed? Look at all these seeds. Like,
Planning.
or should I plant?
And that's what I'm saying.
So, like Warren Buffett, that's who he spoke, right? He said he likes money, but he just wants it to sit there. So he don't like to
Yeah.
spend it.
He just likes to see it, bro.
So
It's
is
fun.
it kind of like a hoarder?
He's a hoarder.
He is a hoarder.
So then what's the difference in any other thing that people hoard?
What, their stuff?
You're not
Yeah, kind
supposed
of like the seeds you were just talking about. Like
That's what I'm
hoarders in
saying. It's
general.
bad.
Anything that you just want to collect so much of it, and it's like, for what? And it just sits there and does nothing.
It's bad. But Warren Buffett, to defend him on this level, he does plan on giving all of it away. When he dies, he doesn't, he knows that he can't do nothing with it. He doesn't want it to corrupt his children and his grandchildren. So he doesn't want it to go to them. Now, they found a way to still have it because they've opened up
Trust.
foundations.
Right, that's their money.
So they've opened up foundations and he's investing through their foundations. And so is his best friend. He's investing through their foundation too. What's his name? He used to be the richest person in the world.
Oh, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
He's not rich anymore.
He's
They're
very
best
rich.
friends.
Yeah,
That's
best
cool.
friends.
Two very rich people, like mine.
If he wasn't giving, Bill Gates wasn't giving away his money, he'd still be the richest man in the world.
Kanye West is that.
All right. Okay, so the thing is to just understand. Even me having knowledge, it's better for me to use it and put it out than to keep it. It's not good to keep anything.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything you need to be given away. I tell somebody that I know that the talents that he gives us is not for us. I remember somebody used to be like, "Hey, cross some old rugged," and I would try to keep it to myself. What good is old rugged now? I should have done it every single. As soon as they say, "Hey, old rugged," I should have old rugged.
I would say that.
Yeah. I should've
So
done
wait, there's somebody that you know. You wasn't talking about me, were you?
it. Talking about somebody I know. I know a lot of people, man.
I thought it was talking about Liv. That's why I thought Liv showed up somewhere.
No, she said where I said that she shouldn't hold on to anything in the talent.
No, because sometimes, like, I get asked a lot to sing places or sing, and I be like me, I'm going to sing when it's time to perform. Other than that, I'd be like, what? But Solo, he doesn't want me to turn down any opportunity. He want me to always sing.
It's not for you. Okay, somebody that's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're like, it's not your life. Is it for you? How many times
Can't
do you
even see yourself.
Yeah, how many times do you see yourself?
You can't see yourself.
Yeah.
You see yourself.
We're the ones looking at you.
You can see yourself.
I can see myself. What do you mean?
He's going.
You can't see yourself.
It's not for
Yes,
you.
you can. I hear.
Daryl is good musically.
You can barely see it.
I can see all this.
Daryl is good musically. I've heard him listening to music. What good is that gonna do if you're the only one? I'm just saying. If you're the only one listening to music.
Y'all, whenever we do things, we have a reputation of not just with music, but making a lot of good things, whether it's art, music, and it's so hard to make a choice, even with editing. And he'll be like, don't love your own stuff. Because it's so hard to choose sometimes. You're like, but I really like this, and this is so good, and you never know what to do.
Most creatives that are very successful say, just put it out. The thing about, even if whether you're hoarding money or you're hoarding clothing or you're just
Even your own time.
So what it does, or hoarding your own time, because I am selfish with my time. But what it does is it makes you miserable. That's why with a miser, when you look at it, what you look at when you see a miser, it looks miserable. This is somebody who hoards his money. I don't, it's mine. And that's how you get. And that's why I don't like that mind mentality, even in my household. I don't like that. None of it is yours. Share it. And that's the same thing, not to bring him up again, but Ye was saying, like, we're all about, and that's an American culture. Mine. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. No, that wasn't Ye. I think that was before the ball that they canceled.
Oh, Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So everything can't be yours. Like you said, if you have knowledge, if you have information, you share that. Share it with other people. If you have, and what happens is you gain more. That's what I've come to understand. When I share my time, because I'm, like I said, I'm very, 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 very selfish with my time. I don't like to share with too many people. But when I do share, it's like I have more time to do stuff, and then I'm longing to share more time with people. You know, why don't I do this? One, I don't realize how miserable I've been being selfish like that. And then for a little while, I stopped sharing information. I was like, man, I'm going to save all my advice and everything for my boys. And then I found myself talking to other people that are younger or whatever. It's like I keep going on and on and on. I feel relieved because I'm letting stuff go. So it's very beneficial for you to share things. What is
That's why they say when you have your hand.
Yeah, my mom taught me that.
Yeah,
Tell
you
her,
are able to get.
Mom, come here in the camera and tell me.
You give that's how you do. But if your hand is closed, nothing can come into the hand. That's the way I look at life.
Very simple. You should do that. You'd be surprised, man. There's a lot of times that and it's the thing that you don't want to share most. When you share that, when you are giving with that, you'll be surprised how much comes right back.
Given to be given to you, press down.
Absolutely.
Don't let anybody take advantage of the thing that you share. You're giving information and this person just doesn't receive information well, cut him off, cut her off.
Well, the truth of the matter is, the reason why you started being selfish for anything or trying to keep it to yourself is because it's something you learned. You experienced something and you said, okay. But now God is saying, I'm taking you somewhere else. You can't have this I already understand attitude. Stop that I already know what's going on. Stop that. How many times Kanye had to retract some of the things? You don't have the answer, Sway.
Sway, you don't have the answer.
But I like that about him. He'll correct himself. I love that he allows himself to be corrected by even if it's just himself. And he has a dad that's talking to him. But don't have y'all feel that. You don't. So open yourself up to know that if God's going to use you, it's going to be through some of the stuff that He's blessed you with, whether it's understanding or it's money or it's time, whatever it is. He's blessed you with the overabundance of something, and He wants to be able to use you and the resources that He's allowed for you to have. So
I was driving to work one day and deep in thought as I was, and started thinking about some of the stuff that I used to feel like I knew, and the new things that I've learned. And I said, man, one of my greatest attributes that I have that's allowed me to be able to go to different industries and things like that is the ability to unlearn. That's one of my greatest strengths. I said, I'm gonna put that on Facebook.
there you go. I didn't see that.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I said, nah.
You didn't share it.
Yeah, I keep that to myself. That's one of
At least for now.
No, this was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
At least for now.
You're still keeping it to yourself.
But I probably will share it later. But that's one of my greatest things that I've had that's been able to help me move around. I'll learn all this information, but then somebody will say, well, why don't you do this? Or, you know what? That you got it. You're close, but this is really how it is. Everything that I was taught before, I don't know how I do it.
It's a sign. It's a sign of intelligence.
It's
Gone.
gone, completely gone. And then I'll start taking this in. So I said that's been one of my greatest strengths in life, being able to quickly.
You'll find that that's a
start
sign.
to learn.
That's good. You'll find that that's a sign of high intelligence.
Yeah, I just figured it was pretty cool.
I want to do something real quick. Daniel, I'm gonna need you to stand here. Doc, you stand here.
Aaliyah, sharing is.
Not on camera.
Y'all on the camera. Mom, also. Y'all three.
Want me to come here?
Hi, my name's Norm.
What's up? I'm good looking.
Thing
man.
about sharing is that you need a lot.
Okay, Daniel, get over
You don't
here.
need a lot to share.
All right,
Because every time I buy some almonds and they all want to eat it, by the time I come back for some, they're all gone.
That's sharing.
But if I can buy like 6 bags, I'll
We
be
needed to
good.
get on camera.
It's
Okay.
easy to share with
I need 6 bags of almonds.
Victoria, come on. Well, my family.
Abusive. I told y'all. That was proof. Did you see how hard he threw that?
It started with me.
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to hurt you. I was just trying to distract you
Why
from
is she
calling
crying?
me.
Because of your mom? No, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. It's just me, mom, and
Yeah. So just over these past few, you okay? These past few months, years, the house that we have, the cars that we have, all that has come from y'all's contribution. Vernon's not here, so we can't. But Victoria,
I can't.
I want to embrace these people. So I
Why
want
you
to.
look? You know what?
What?
Go ahead. Nothing.
Aaliyah, come here. My family wants to embrace. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be in front of them. You don't know what to do with your hand. Please, y'all. I want to give hugs. Come give hugs. Hugs. Give hugs. I just really appreciate y'all. Y'all done so much for our family. God helped me get a job. And children that I have, just a lot of blessings came from y'all. You really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where's Chris? And there.
Chris, you didn't do a darn thing.
Yes.
All right,
My
let's
mom
pray.
and I
Now, let's
was
pray. And then, so Donnie, you gotta show me your new cards.
Father in
I'll
heaven,
pay you.
mighty God, we do thank you for being with us and the blessings that you show us. Help us to understand where we're going. In Christ's name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I get